Lost in the Future, written by John Victor Peterson in 1954. Albrecht and I went down to the shuttle ship, leaving the stellar atomic orbit pole to pole 2,000 miles above Alpha Centauri's second planet. While we took an atmosphere brushing approach which wouldn't burn off the shuttle's skin, we went as swiftly as we could. A week before, we had completed man's first trip through hyperspace. We were now making first landings on an inhabited planet of another sun. All preliminary investigations had been made via electrospectroscopes and electrotelescopes from the stellar atomic. We knew that the atmosphere was breathable, and were reasonably certain that the peoples of the world into whose atmosphere we were dropping were at peace. We went unarmed, just the two of us. It might not be wise to go in force. We were silent, and I know that Harry Albrecht was perplexed as I was over the fact that all wave receivers failed to pick up any signs of radio communication whatsoever. We had assumed that we would pick up signals of some type as soon as we passed down through the unfamiliar planet's ionosphere. The scattered arrangements of towering cities appeared to call for radio communications. The hundreds of atmosphere ships flashing along the system of airways between the cities seemed to indicate the existence of electronic navigational and landing aids. But perhaps the signals were tightly beamed. We would know when we came lower. We dropped down into the airway levels, and still our receivers failed to pick up signal of any sort, not even a whisper of static. And strangely, our radar scopes failed to record even a blip of their atmosphere ships. "I guess it's our equipment, Harry," I said. "It just doesn't seem to function in this atmosphere. We'll have to put Edwards to work on it when we get back upstairs." We spotted an airport at the outskirts of a large city. The runways were laid out with the precision of Earth's finest. I put our ship's nose eastward on a runway and took it down fast through the lull in atmospheric ship traffic. As we went down, I saw tiny buildings spotted on the field which surely housed electronic equipment, but our receivers remained silent. I taxied the shuttle up to the unloading ramp before the airport's terminal building, and I killed the drive. "Harry," I said, "if it weren't that their ships are so outlandishly stubby and their buildings so outflung, we might well be on Earth." "I agree, Captain. Strange, though, that they're not mobbing us. They couldn't take this Delta-winged job for one of their ships." It was strange. I looked up from the observation ramp's occupants, people who, except for their bizarre dress, might well be of Earth, and saw no curiosity in their eyes that sometimes swept across our position. "Be that as it may, Harry, we certainly should cause a stir in these pressure suits. Let's go." We walked up the dour-looking individual at the counter at the ramp's end. Clearing my throat, I said rather inanely, "Hello." But what does one say to an extrasolarian? I realized then that my voice seemed thunderous, that the only other sounds that came from a distance, the city's noise, the atmosphere ship's engines on the horizon. The Centaurian ignored us. I looked at the atmosphere ships in the clear blue sky, at the Centaurians on the ramp who appeared to be conversing, and there was no sound from those planes, no sound from the people. "It's impossible," Harry said. "The atmosphere is nearly Earth normal. It should be, well, damn it, it is a sound conducive. We're talking, aren't we?" I looked up at the Centaurians again. They were looking excitedly westward. Some turned to companions, mouths open and closed to form words that we could not hear. Wide eyes lowered, following something I could not see. Sick inside, I turned to Albrecht and read confirmation of his drawn, blanched face. "Captain," he said, "I suspected that we might find something like this when we first came out of hyperspace in the Big Sleep. The recorders showed that we'd exceeded light speed in normal space-time just after the transition. Einstein theorized that time would not pass as swiftly for those approaching light speed. We could safely exceed that speed in hyperspace, but should never have done so in normal space-time. Beyond light speed, time must conversely accelerate. These people haven't seen us yet. They certainly just observed our landing, as we suspected. They probably do have speech and radio, but we can't pick it up either. We're seconds ahead of them in time, and we can't pick up the past sounds of nearby origin All nearby signals radiated at slight speed. They'll see and hear us soon, but we'll never receive an answer from them. Our questions will come to them in their future, but we can never pick answers from their past. Let's go, Harry, I said quickly. Where? He asked. Where can we ever go that'll be an improvement over this? He was resigned. Back into space, I said. Back to the circle the system at near light speed. The computers should be able to determine how long and how slow we'll have to fly to cancel this out. If not, we are truly and forever lost. End of story. I'd quickly like to thank the T5 peeps: Cold War Boomerwaffen, Severin Cerberus, Bushmaster 177, Henry the Red, Caspar Arnholtz, Cold War Boomerwaffen, Elijah Silvercross, Dragzoon WRE, and Severin Cerberus. Thank you very much.